On the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Recently, the Craft Brewers Conference came back to Nashville.
Woohoo!
Yay! Brewers from all over the world descended upon the Music City for product demonstrations, seminars, and lots of beer. Every brewery in town hosted special events, brewed special beers, including collaborations, and generally rolled out the red carpet for their out-of-town colleagues and friends.
Yeah, everything came in fairly short supply, but many of Nashville beer stores, true to their nature, did a terrible job of showcasing the beers.
That's just beer.
So it was pretty easy to slip in and grab some. So today we're going to try 3 of our local collaboration beers and 3 out-of-market beers that were here that we've never tried before.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Welcome, everyone, to another Suds segment where good beer meets bad radio. They both have a little too much to drink, and that night, radio finds out what happens when good beer goes bad, and I mean really bad.
Are you questioning Dave's English skills once again, or his ability to cut and paste?
Hey,
I got no thoughts.
Yes, Mike, to both.
Well, I'm one of your hosts, good old Gal Juliana, and joining me at the table today is good old Boy Barger.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey. Good old boy Mike.
I'm here, and I'm mostly responsible for my comments and opinions.
we'll see. We'll see. Oh, no.
Oh, banned once again.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Got him.
Reverend Mark, hello.
So good to be here and to celebrate real beer this time.
Yeah.
Good old boy Dave.
Juicy
Dave?
Yes.
Forgot about the Daisy Dukes already.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad to get that out of my head again.
Well, I'm good old Gal Juliana, and today, recently, I should say, the Craft Brewers Conference came back to Nashville.
Woohoo!
Yay! Brewers from all over the world descended upon the Music City for product demonstrations, seminars, and lots of beer.
And pedal taverns.
Pedal taverns.
Oh,
God,
my.
can't forget those. Every brewery in town hosted special events, brewed special beers, including collaborations, and generally rolled out the red carpet for their out-of-town colleagues and friends.
Now, this might have been the only time in the history of Lower Broadway, that's the main street here in Nashville, downtown Nashville, when the drunken bachelorette parties in boots and shorts were actually outnumbered by bearded guys in work shirts and Daisy Dukes, who were also drunk.
That's a scary thought. Well, along with the collaboration beers brewed locally, another awesome benefit of CBC was all the amazing out-of-market beer and our local beer stores stocked. It's always a good day when you walk out to your favorite beer shop with a 4-pack of Sip of Sunshine from Lawson's Finest Liquids.
Which is not something that is usually available in this market. So,
but very welcome.
Very
nameless.
welcome. Yeah, everything came in fairly short supply, but many of Nashville beer stores, true to their nature, did a terrible job of showcasing the beers.
That's just beer.
So it was pretty easy to slip in and grab some. So today we're going to try 3 of our local collaboration beers and 3 out-of-market beers that were here that we've never tried before. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend Mark, please
All
give us
right.
today's lineup.
Man, look at this lineup. So here are the beers that we will discuss and rate today. The first will be from Bearded Iris Brewing in Nashville, Tennessee, and Pinthouse Pizza in Austin, Texas, and Yakima Chief hops with Yakima Chief hops. We will be sampling their Payout Double IPA. And then we will have the Barrique Brewing and Blending in Nashville, Tennessee, and Bierstadt Lagerhaus in Denver, Colorado. Their, can't wait, Maibock.
Not Joe Bach.
And then Jackalope Brewing Company in Nashville, Tennessee, and MadTree Brewing in Cincinnati, Ohio, offering a Phone a Friend Pale Ale. All right, the last three from Arkane Aleworks in Largo, Florida, is Ninja Star Kisses Double Dry Hop NEIPA. Oh my, that's a mouthful of citrus goodness, I'm sure. Then Schilling Beer Company in Littleton, New Hampshire, and Petrin 11 degrees, Polotmavy Lager. Got that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Close enough.
And then last but certainly not least is Wallenpaupack. Is that right?
That is
Ball
no,
pack.
no.
That is so wrong.
That was 100% correct.
Wallenpaupack.
Wallenpaupack. That's what I said. Wallenpaupack Brewing Company in Hawley, Pennsylvania. And we have from them the Godsicle Polish. Is that right?
Krasitsky.
I'm going with Godsicle.
Well,
You know what? From now
I
on,
read
it's
it
the
Godsicle because it
Godsicle.
just seemed to be that way.
That's the best dessert ever.
I like that.
A Godsicle.
Nothing like on a hot day having a nice cold Godsicle.
It's a religious spatter.
Great
Dyslexia.
Cut Reverend Mark off now.
That's what we had at summer camp. What are you boys drinking? Just a Godsicle.
Yeah.
We put the holy water in the freezer and came out with a Godsicle.
Oh my God.
So we're having a Grodzisky Polish style smoked lager. Can't wait for that also.
Yay. Well, thank you, Reverend Mark. That was beautiful. Boy Barger, why don't you give us the Suds ratings?
We'll be discussing and rating these beers with a Suds rating plus our signature belching sounds. Here are those ratings now. 1, that sucks. Give me anything but a bud. 2, was that a belch? 3, what a relief. 4, a body should really not make those sounds, Mike.
Now, when I came up with that, I was thinking anticipatory of you.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. 5, listen to that hang time. Give me another.
Very well done.
I really did have a friend that I would say that on a routine and regular basis. A body should really not make that sound.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that reminds me of my best
They
friend
just
back
stuck.
home.
Yeah.
He'll clear out a car.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Beer number 1, we're going to. Are you okay?
I've never been so excited to hear beer number 1.
He's sweating over here.
So we have to. I'm going to put some context in this because these are probably not going to broadcast in the order we've. So we on our typical production days we record more than one episode, and the pairing of the episode we had before this was a Summer of Questionable Decisions episode that featured a lot of just
Questionable things.
the best episode of 2023.
Delicious.
so
Delicious, all natural.
we had a great
flavors.
time. All I have to say is there was no beer involved. So when she said, let's taste beer 1, I'm like, yes, finally we're going to taste beer.
And speaking of that, we're going to be local here and
Yeah.
pull one of the collaborations between Bearded Iris here in Nashville, Tennessee, and
Yum.
Pinthouse Pizza in Austin, Texas. Their Payout Double IPA.
Do we drink now? Is that what?
Yes.
Yep.
Finally.
Yep. So the Payout is a 7.5% DIPA.
So the style that we're going to be consuming all the beers today. So sometimes we taste in advance and we capture a lot of loquacious, tasting notes. But today we're actually tasting all these in real time.
Yeah.
You're going to hear it, you know, in our
Lips smacking good.
Yeah. So super bitter. Like a lemon peel citrus.
It's very
What's the-
floral on the finish.
What's the hop they're featuring?
It's YCH 301
301?
and
Tastes like
HB
302.
and HBC 586.
I thought it was 529.
That's the one I thought it was. Too.
It's
Dadgummit.
hard,
Yeah.
right? Those are tough.
There's a
They're
big
close.
difference, but they're close.
586, 529. I mean, they're basically the same hop.
The finish is a little too bitter and abrasive for me.
Yeah, this is a hard ride.
Yeah, it doesn't have any
I don't mind it.
malt. I mean, and these typically don't have a
When you're
real malt
showcasing all these
asserted-
hops,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Now, if they made a hard seltzer version of this, Mike, what?
I would watch you enjoy it all.
Or a slushy.
Yeah, it just feels like there are a lot of things fighting with each other in this. It has some of the same effect that we've had with a lot of collaboration beers, which is, I'm sorry, but you guys have not made this before and you need to fix it.
Dadgummit.
You know,
I hate it when Mike and I agree.
Yeah.
But like, that's my thing with a lot of collabs. Is like it's not the best work from either brewery.
Yeah.
a lot of times. You know, I think it's okay. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's a little bit rough in the beginning.
I'm getting a lot of guava and mango though.
Yeah.
Like,
Pure guava.
yeah,
But
there's a
but
lot
the
to it.
peel in those fruits, though, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not so much you're getting the sugar and the fruity part
No.
as you're getting the mango peel and the bitterness
Yeah, into the
component.
pith. Yeah.
So I'm getting like fresh flowers in the bag of it.
Bag of fresh flowers.
Bag of fresh flowers. Yeah. Not flesh flowers. but
Ooh, so fresh flowers. Those
yeah.
are.
I'm not getting as much of the creaminess that you typically get in a DIPA
I was
with
going to say
the,
flowers with sandpaper.
you know, with the oats. You know,
Yeah.
I don't get as much of that. I mean, it's a little there, but I think that would maybe improve it a
This is
little.
a swing and a miss for me.
I don't hate
it. I just,
I could drink it.
I know we know both these breweries, and I know both of them just can absolutely knock it out of the park. This was not a payout for me.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see how you used the
It's
name
a-
of the beer?
Oh.
Yep.
He didn't plan that either. That was top
Yeah,
of his
that
head.
was straight off.
executive
off the
producer.
cuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She
la
rolls her
la.
eyes.
Pinky out, Mike. Pinky out.
Wow. Yes. There. We give it to you. Well, we are going to rate the Payout from Bearded Iris and Pinthouse Pizza a 3.
I look forward to what they're going to make next together. You know, I think that would be the
see
way
it
I
over
would
there, Mark.
describe it. Yeah.
And maybe part of it is it's a new hop,
Yeah.
you know, and they weren't quite sure how to
Yep.
showcase it,
Yeah.
which is always like,
Should have went
you
with
know,
329.
Yeah.
Maybe. But it's always hard when you're, you know, trying something new.
I heard from a lot of people had a great time at Bearded Irish that week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be
Yeah,
back
it
with
was
more in
good.
just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Today we are drinking beer
Yes.
and lots of it. Remnants of CBC Nashville. So we just finished with the first beer. We're now going to move on to the second one, which is a collaboration between Barrique in our backyard here in Nashville, Tennessee, and Bierstadt in Denver, Colorado. It is
Home of
Yeah.
the slow pour pills.
Oh, yes. It is their 7.5% Maibock. So Bill and Ashley from Bierstadt came out to Nashville in February, made some wort, had a good time with the nice guys at Barrique, and they decided to come up with the Maibock. It spent 11 weeks lagering in frigid temperatures in neutral oak barrels.
Define frigid.
Oh, I almost said something that got me in so much trouble.
And this Maibock is a waft of springtime with its malty sweet aroma and floral grassy layers. Okay, thoughts, guys?
Creamy.
Love it.
I think it smells like a stick of bubble gum.
Creamy.
Well, and knowing that they did a double decoction on this,
Whoa, you can't say that on this show.
There are children listening.
Come on, Reverend Mark.
You're a pastor.
There's a lady in the room.
can I
That puts a
You're
C
just
in
pushing that
community radio.
envelope.
can I interest you in a double decoction?
First thing-
Seen that movie once, I think.
the Sip Suds and Smokes porn movie.
Wow.
Yeah, honey, but I'm going to have to charge you double.
To the left, to the right.
Knock, knock, knock. The pizza
Keep your
guy's
eye on the
here.
double decoction.
Okay.
Got some beer and some godsicles.
Well, I have to say that probably one of my favorite Maibocks was made by Reverend Mark that I've had.
Thank you.
Really knocks this style out of the park, and I've had many, many batches that Reverend Mark's made.
Oh, yeah.
And I always come back, and that tends to be a bit of a reference guide. There was another Maibock that was from a German brewery in St. Louis.
Urban Chestnut?
Yes, Urban Chestnut, that I really loved. Their Maibock.
Their Maibock was good. Dovetail
Yeah,
in Chicago makes a really good Maibock.
that's another good Maibock that I've had commercially. Doesn't really, it's not packaged, nearly as often as it should be, and it also has turned into like a seasonal component that you see for 3 weeks. I wish we would shrink the Marzon 12-week window and make that like 4 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually have a longer Maibock season would be fine by me.
Well, it's a May beer.
Yeah.
Like that was the first beer
That
of
was
spring.
It's amazing. And it's been lagering us, ostensibly all winter.
Yeah.
It may be a good beer and it may not be a good beer.
Yeah.
It's usually my first encounter was years ago with Blackstone Brewery. Put out a really wonderful Maibock in May, and that's where I started wanting to drill in on it as a home brewer.
So the only thing that I'm having trouble with is these Maibocks is that it's kind of like,
Your cup's not big enough?
well, it's delicious and I enjoy it, but at the same time, I get a grainy, chalky finish, and it dries my mouth out.
It is
So
kind of
it is supposed to naturally have a bitter finish to it. Almost, you can almost describe it as burnt.
Yeah, kind of like that
Is
malt
right
flavor.
on-
Just
yeah,
it takes over, but it's not.
that's on spot.
But it's not the full malt. You
No.
just get the burnt flavor.
It's not
of the
like a
malt
red
at the end.
ale,
Yeah.
burnt, caramel,
kind of roasty.
or amber. Yeah. No, this is super creamy.
Yeah, that's just style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to brew these as home brewers and then set 5 gallons aside and crash it down to like 27 degrees Fahrenheit and separate it
Oh, make an ice
and
box.
make an ice bock out of the Maibock. And we would push it out of one keg into another and have, out of 5 gallons, we'd wind up with like maybe 4 1/4
Those
gallons.
were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
But the key is in the lagering. And I think, some of what you're tasting, maybe it just didn't lager long enough. I don't know, but it says 11 weeks, but you can't lager these too long.
No.
I love this.
Oh, you're right.
And, I've had a lot of lagers at Barrique, and, they really have such great technique, for German style beers there. And I think this is just a fabulous collaboration. I don't know Bierstadt. I remember having some of their beer when we've been in Denver, but honestly, I just don't remember a whole lot of the flavor profile. I remember the slow pour thing. Yeah.
Yeah, with that skinny glass with the
Correct.
creamy,
Yeah, the Art Deco.
cream head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part I
Glass,
remember,
yeah.
but I think this is fantastic. It is very on spot for, style. We were talking actually before recording, and I really love what Barrique did during CBC. They actually took 4 or 5 days, and they actually had a themed beer style for each of those days.
Yeah, they did. There was Lager and Friends. There was the West Coast.
West Coast night where they were pouring like Pliny and Blind Pig from Russian River, and like just a ton of and they had actually brewed a West Coast, their very first West Coast IPA.
Wow. Really?
For it, and it was really good too. We tried that.
Yeah, was the Sapphire cut?
No, it was called, I forget what it was called, but it was I think it was maybe just been called West Coast, but it was a really nice West Coast IPA. And then they had Camp Rausch beer one night, and it was all smoked beers.
Wow.
And it was, I mean, like
bring
just
on the
places,
sardines.
you know, like places like from Pennsylvania and like Oregon, like Washington State, like pretty much around the country. Atlanta, you know, they had a couple of places from
What a
there.
great idea. I really hope that somebody steals that at the next CBC and actually becomes a recurring theme, you know, in each city.
Yeah, it was great for what they did. Granted, Barrique is not a huge space, but they made the most of it. The parking was reasonable.
Yeah.
They had their backyard kind of opened up, but also they paired good food with each day. You know, so they were very thoughtful in that. You know, like for instance, the loggers was with Pit Barbecue, and the Westies was with Nashville Hot Chicken. The Rausch beer was with burgers, and then the last day, which was May 10th, was their mixed culture mixer, which was a sour extravaganza.
I bet that was awesome.
With pizza, and it just was so well done. And I mean, everyone and their mother at some point was at these.
They were always packed.
Yeah, they were. They were.
As they should be. Yeah. And I think it's, again, just a really wonderful idea.
And it's like she was saying, like, Barrique's not big. So, like, half of the entire space, because every beer they make ends up in a barrel at some point in its process. So, like, you're in line and you're drinking, and there's floor to ceiling racks of barrels all around you. And it was just a really cool environment to drink beer in, you know.
Yeah.
And they make awesome beer. So,
yeah. And it gave me the feeling that I was back in Denver at Crooked Stave.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, wow. That's
beautiful. It was really cool. Well, anyways, we are going to rate this Barrique and Bierstadt Maibock collaboration a 5. It's beautiful.
Really great beer.
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
Joe, you got my number. You know where I live. And I know you can deliver. So
Yeah, and we're right up the road, too.
Yeah, we got room for pallets.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
I love
So
lamp.
next one that we're going to try.
Wait. Story time.
Oh, story time. Please. Story time.
Tell us.
I have a topic worthy of discussion, and I would say that there was probably some beer involved in this story, although there wasn't in this write-up. So, because this is about a man who steals a backhoe for a 10-mile drive to an Illinois airport just to catch a flight.
Still the backhoe.
Dedication, folks.
That's right.
Were
The
they
Southern
all
Illinois
out of
man
front hose?
has been charged with theft for allegedly stealing a backhoe to drive about 10 miles to an airport to catch a flight, authorities said. Security camera footage shows a Carbondale man arriving at the Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois atop a backhoe and leaving it in the airport parking lot Thursday, the Williamson County Sheriff's Office said. Footage captured the man walking across the street from the lot to the airport lobby carrying a guitar case, the sheriff's office said. The owner of the backhoe arrived at the airport a short time later and identified the equipment as belonging to his company, the sheriff's office said. The owner said the machine, typically used to remove large debris, had been parked at a job site. Did he call Uber?
That's just typical of Carbondale, though.
Yeah,
I used
Southern
to
Illinois University.
stomp around
I'm
those
looking
areas,
at Barger because he works with these people all day long.
Yeah, these
so
construction guys, man. When it's time to go, it's time to go.
if your car won't start,
That's right.
I'm just taking
If
the
your
backhoe.
phone's dead, you just gotta go. Gotta go.
You know, I wondered how well he parked. Did he was staying right inside the lines? I mean,
I wonder if he left it right out front, like at the drop off.
you know,
Yeah.
I think probably the biggest part of the story that's missing is I want to know what the guitar was. Was he late to a gig or something?
It probably wasn't even a guitar. It was probably just all of his clothes, and he wanted to look important.
because he couldn't find his
That's right.
luggage.
He couldn't find
He
luggage.
couldn't find his luggage at all. So he decides to
That's
take
right.
his guitar.
He takes his cousin's, guitar that's living with him.
Oh yeah. So, there's just so many parts of the story that, I mean, did he take a parking ticket, so he would, when he got back home, he didn't have to pay for parking.
And would they even validate it?
What happened when he got back? So Did they charge him with theft as he was at the airport, and then he let him go on to his gig, or they arrested him after he got back home and said, "Well, I hope you played well because you're under arrest."
I wonder what they even did to him. Did they charge him with something?
I don't know, but I'd love him as a client. I know Justin could get him off. So
for sure.
Oh yeah, he would totally walk into Tort and go,
That's
hey, look, what law did he violate?
Yeah. There's not really any laws to violate it.
He didn't take the
backhoes. You can drive them on public roads.
What wasn't a sign up that says "Don't take my backhoe"?
Well, isn't that Grand Theft Auto?
I think after a certain amount of money, which a backhoe is pretty expensive. But
yeah, see, that's just it. It's not an automobile, so that would not technically work.
Right.
Yeah, got to pay attention in law school. Details count.
Yeah,
I see.
And if the farmer got it back in the condition that it left in, I mean, what are you going to do?
Is that hold true for like a farmer's daughter?
That depends. Which
I
daughter?
mean, as long as you get her back in the same condition.
I mean, maybe he was playing the
Does she
tune
ever
while
go
he
back in the
was,
same condition?
on the backhoe. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the backhoe blues.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Rim shot. Come on, man.
That's fine. That cheapens the rim shot.
And that is
That's Mike's forte, though. Come on, don't take it from him.
that's my topic worthy of discussion. So
Wow.
back to the
Okay.
beer.
Thank you. All right.
Wow, that's
Up next, we have Petrin 11 degrees, a Polotmavy lager, which means half dark. And it's from Schilling Beer Company in Littleton, New Hampshire.
yes. Following
Mike, say New Hampshire like New Hampshire people say.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
following a traditional Czech mash and decoction schedule, and brewed with 100% Czech sourced ingredients, the amber lager displays notes of biscuit, honey, and toasted almonds with a little hint of floral freshness.
Where? I don't get that at
You
all.
said the word Czech a lot. That's a real Czechs mix. Yes.
I don't taste
Bam. That
biscuits.
gets us.
There's no gravy in this. Can't have biscuits without gravy. What is it, sacrilege?
There's just something about a good lager. Like,
This is very
don't know what my-
astringent to me. It's
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
it's like in the middle of the palate. It's very metallic and astringent, and it's just like 8 things fighting with each other. That it's like, please get out of here. No. You're going to be part of the victim. Stay in here. Stay in
Well,
here.
I kind of feel like that too.
Yeah.
Like when your first taste on it, it's very crisp on the taste buds on the palate, but then immediately it goes into like attacking itself.
Right.
And
Great.
then it's very malty finish, which is not characteristic of a lager. For me, anyway.
Well, what I'm thinking maybe is that they
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's screwed
they
up.
needed a diacetyl rest. Yes, I can say that on.
You can.
Yes.
You can.
Ooh.
Yes.
Thank you for enunciating.
You with those
Yep.
big 25-cent words.
Yeah. Diacetyl.
Can you
Put the
spell it?
ass in diacetyl.
Rim shot. Thank you.
Because that would explain kind of the sulfur. There's a little
I'm
sulfur.
going to give you
aspect.
your own
My
personal
lord.
little rim shot button over there.
I have my own effects over here,
Which means if you let,
Mike.
there you go.
Whoa!
He really does have, I really have my own over here. Wow, this is pretty cool. Excellent. You know what? I hear the applause. Don't you hear the applause for me, Dave?
Is that the official Sip Suds and Smoky
man.
ticker?
I've created a monster.
Yeah, for sure.
Friggin' doomed now.
I can hear everybody now going. Now, never hand this to me ever again.
Oh, don't worry. We never will.
There it is.
That's all I wanted. I wanted you to feel special.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, he's special.
Yeah. Go ahead, Reverend Mark.
Yeah. Isn't that special?
Tell us about your diacetyl.
special.
Right. Back to the diacetyl moment.
My diacetyl needs a little rest.
You know what? That gets the. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I do get a little bit of a astringent flavor down the line there, but
Dave agrees with me.
and it hurts me physically.
Crazy. What is
to
going
say that.
on here?
Yes, I
Well, what do
agree.
you think, Juliana?
Okay, I get a little bit of what you're saying, but again, this is a lager that I don't have like every day. You know what I mean? So I don't know really what to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Dumpster fire.
You were all fangirl on this, and now
But
you
I
listen to us, and you're like,
No,
yeah,
but
they're
I
right.
am still.
agree.
I know, but I am still liking it though.
Protect your boy. Go ahead.
It's New Hampshire in there.
Whatever. It's it's
New
just
Hampshire.
it's a decent crisp lager. I don't know what exactly they were going for, but it's a
So,
decent crisp lager.
I like the mouthfeel in this. It is creamy up front. It does have a crisp finish. You know, does it have a lot of great characteristics in terms of a well-made beer, a well-made lager? Yes, but yeah, I think it's a combination of the hop profile is not in balance, and I think there was a bit of some process of fermentation that went awry on them somehow, some way. So.
Okay.
Fair.
I'm a fan, but that's
All right,
me.
what are y'all
Okay.
doing?
Well, we are going to jeez.
Whatever.
Okay. Minus Mike.
9 of Mike's fingers are usually
Jeez. They usually are, right. We're going to rate the Petrin 11 Polotmavy lager.
Well, it's not so fun when you have to say it.
Yeah.
I just want to make. I know it's not like Wallenpaupack, right? The Schilling beer, we're gonna rate it a 3.
We still love you, Schilling.
Yeah.
Send us all your beers right now.
Okay, next we're gonna do another collab, and this is from Jackalope Brewing Company in our backyard in Nashville, Tennessee, and MadTree Brewing in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hippies.
This beer is called Phone a Friend. Now, if memory serves, they've done this before,
They
correct?
did it once before up in Cincinnati.
So now this time they came down to the ranch and brewed it here. It's a 5% ABV pale ale. It's using two-row, Golden Pills, Vienna, some Munich malt, some Carapils, Chinook, Riwaka. That's a new hop for me. And Pacific Sunrise.
Wow.
Why so many?
Why
Well,
not?
so a little bit of some disclosure here. Our very own cast member, good old boy Tim, is the brewer at Jackalope.
Yeah.
So
Lead.
Well, we'll be back with more in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. So today's episode is an homage to CBC Nashville, or CBC that was in Nashville, I should say, in
CBC
May
23.
2023. Yeah. And right before the break, we started discussing the Phone a Friend Pale Lager, which is a collab between our friends at Jackalope here in Nashville, Tennessee, and MadTree Brewing in Cincinnati.
Who we did an episode, takeover episode of
Yep.
a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah. I still remember the first time I tried something from them at GABF.
pairs well with Skyline Chili.
There you go.
And it does.
I
Absolutely.
think that was the name of the episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
Oh, I
I'm
just
gonna give
burped
you that
up
one.
hops.
It's a good sign.
Yeah. Well, that's
Okay, let's
kinda
talk
how-
about this beer.
Not the flavor. Actual hops just came out of his body.
I don't want to talk about it.
Crazy. And look at the flowers.
Hey, nice cones.
I don't know. This kind of struck me as a failure to hit your intended destination. You know, it just, I don't know. It feels like something that's a work in progress, that everything's just not dialed in and has a well cohesive balance. It's more of like, well, let's put, a couple of cups of this in there and a couple of cups of that. And
They have a lot of ingredients in this
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
I just, and it's the way that it's flowing, from across my palate is it feels like a kitchen sink. I would say that even before I read the description, with, the 18 hops in this.
What does this beer smell like to you guys?
Tastes like a West Coast IPA to me.
It's like a wannabe,
Like a
isn't
wannabe
it?
West Coast,
Yeah.
It has a lot of
It
the
looks like one.
woody resin components, of a West Coast without the burnt caramel,
Yeah.
component.
It's like a new West Coast, where they don't back it up with that caramel as much.
Yeah.
I think it smells like Big League Chew.
Roger's
You
got
gotta think
gum
about-
on the brain.
I was gonna say, you gotta
I don't
think
even
about
chew
what-
gum. I haven't chewed gum in years.
This is
maybe
a
this
beer
is your
that I would
body
like
telling you
after
you
like
need some.
the
Maybe.
fourth or fifth iteration of it. It's one of those things where I just think that the recipe they were working off of, it just wasn't really mature enough. That's all.
Yeah, and I think also a pale ale versus an IPA, which has a little more ABV to it, you don't need to be layering all these various hops in there. It's almost like it's too overwhelming for this
It's a
particular
little overkill.
base style of
Yeah.
beer. You should just
Well, it makes it hard to distinguish the flavor. So, each hops have just, and I'm not the biggest beer guy anymore, but, the hops, you get a good Centennial, you know that, oh man, Centennial, this tastes exactly like it's supposed to.
right.
Or like any other types of hops, you just like, but when you start mashing them together, you lose the properties.
that hop salad. It gets a
the
little muddy.
floral properties and the spicy notes that you get from some of them hops, you just lose it.
I agree. Absolutely.
I think this is a well-made pale ale that just the hop profile got away from them, and that seems to be, the missing link here.
Yeah. I'd like to see maybe if they did this as like a single hop beer or something, and just let one thing kind of go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just
Yeah.
a little confused because I'm looking at this Riwaka hops, which I'm not familiar with.
Well, it's Chinook. Wow, yeah. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so no, I mean like Chinook, sure, West Coast, yeah, I get it. But this is meant to be like this is very citrus aromas with pink grapefruit, like something more indicative of
Right.
a hazy. So I guess I'm just a little confused.
Not there.
Maybe even a little higher ABV would have been better on it.
Yeah, like a little bit more malt to
Exactly.
help.
Exactly.
If
To
you
help
could have
things along.
7.5 or
Kind
something,
of boost
would
it up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I think that would have just amplified the confusion.
Think
that's
so?
all. Yeah. Sorry. We love you,
Juicy.
Tim, but I don't think so, man. Not today.
I give it this. Mark, what are you giving it?
2.
All right. Well, we are going to rate the Phone a Friend a 2.
Maybe phone a different friend.
Yeah.
Different friend?
Oh, snap.
I'm sure they're all great.
Well, okay. So this begs to challenge, I guess, or like a thought is when CBC comes to a town. Okay. So you're all excited about the Craft Brewers Conference. There's going to be a lot of brewers coming to town. And obviously a lot of beer is going to be flowing. Do you automatically just go for the stuff that you don't normally get? Do you go to your comfort zone of like your friendly neighborhood breweries that you go to all the time and support them as well during this? Like, what do you do? What do you think about?
I mean, I feel like some of these things are like the things at Barrique were like mini beer fests. And it actually just so happened that right around that same time was the Southern Grist birthday party bash.
Which I thought was really cool that they
It was good.
did it right. Well, just in the sense that
Yeah.
they knew all these breweries were going to be coming to the city anyways.
Yeah. But like, it was either, like it was like 90 degrees that day and it was at the baseball stadium and they had like, more imperial stouts than I think might have been a good idea.
Yeah.
At,
Save those for
89
winter
degrees.
warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to go back to like the Barrique things, I think when you get a chance to get stuff that you don't ordinarily get and you get to sample it and try it, I think you absolutely have to do that kind of thing.
Well, the thing that I've noticed about each, Craft Brewers Conference is that this is the Brewers Festivals, this is their festival for each other.
Yeah.
And they really are almost trying to outdo each other,
Sure.
And you really find a lot of things that you'll never find in their tap rooms. You won't find it, commercially available. There are variations of some things that they've already done really well, but from a cost perspective, they won't do something that they'll bring 1 or 2 sixtels of.
Well, this is a good chance to kind of dip your toe into a new market too, and kind of see what flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen some things cross over from, temporary contracts that are issued for, other festivals. But I love the fact that, CBC came back, to the national market. Everybody had a really, really good time last time. And I heard from a lot of brewers after they were here and even were hitting me up on where should we eat, here or there. And a lot of people asking me for some access to the whiskey house. So it was, I could tell everybody was having a really good time. It was really unfortunate I was not in town, for this at all this year.
Oh, that's what everybody was saying. It's like,
yeah, finally, it's peace. Yeah. Who's the guy that's going to tell me my hop profile sucks? Yeah. So
there's no one here to say never make this again.
Right? Yeah.
Sell your fermenters. But see, Nashville, love it or hate it, a lot of us who live here kind of hate this about it, is a tourist town. I mean, that's what this place is built
unfortunately
around, and so any kind of conference or any kind of group meeting or whatever is gonna be awesome for the people who come in for it, because this town is built to entertain.
That's why Tim makes Lovebird.
That's right.
Wow.
I like Lovebird.
As she rolls her eyes at me again.
That's like her favorite Jackalope beer.
Yeah, it is. Lovebird is cool. All right.
That's her one chick beer. So
let's get back to some beer, okay? Yeah. So now we're going to go to one of the breweries that came into Nashville for CBC. And this is Arkane Aleworks from Florida. And it's their Ninja Star Kisses.
Don't think I've ever had Arkane.
Double dry hop NEIPA, 7.6%. Dry hop with Citra, Sabro, and Moteuka.
What's NEIPA?
New England
IPA. And it's a wheat IPA.
So
his first brewed is a wheat IPA. I'm sorry.
I definitely know a whole lot about this corner of the world.
Juicy.
So Largo is right above north of Clearwater.
Cool.
And you go through Tarpon Springs. There's Largo. There's Hudson, Florida, right through there. So it's also the home of, oh my gosh, Bob Sylvester, he lives there.
The former home
of Saint Somewhere, yeah, and the sponge capital of the world. So
sponge capital.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to elaborate on that one.
Yeah, that's where they harvest natural sponges. Is right there.
Oh, I thought you meant like there's a lot of people trying to borrow money from their relatives.
Right?
No,
that's what I was thinking.
I have actually not seen Ninja. A little further south on the Gulf is where I live, and I haven't seen Arkane drift that far south just yet. So it's great to try this. It's very melon forward.
Yeah,
huge
it is.
cantaloupe. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Honeydew.
This is I always knew it's going to be a good review.
Yeah.
Mango.
Well, this is a different take on a NEIPA that we have been used to.
This is definitely a melon forward hazy.
This is a Florida NEIPA.
Let's just say this is my first NEIPA.
He's not into hazy boys.
So
well, this is.
I don't hate it.
This
my
is
Boston cousins would
this
like
is
spit
not
at you.
your typical NEIPA taste profile.
It's not as.
I don't think I would take a 6-pack of this to dinner.
Orange,
it's different
like
fruit.
orange.
Yeah, that's why I'm being very specific, because most people are like, "Where's all the citrus? Where's all the oranges? Where's all the lemons?"
It's very fruit and juice forward.
So low acid, really sweet.
Yeah,
it's got a good finish.
I get some juicy fruit.
Does it say what the
nose.
IBUs are on the
7.6?
Well, I was gonna say what the
bitterness unit.
Yeah, because I bet it's like maybe 20. But
I think it's made, Reverend Mark.
It's
well
what?
made.
This
beer.
Yep. Yeah, for what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a big NEIPA fan either, so.
It's good mouthfeel, great finish. I like off this. I don't think there was anything offensive about it. I'm the little, if you want a NEIPA that's a little on the sweeter side and not your typical citrus bomb, boom, this is it.
Yeah, I mean, beers like this, they put me in kind of a weird place because at 7.6, I can't
It's outside in the front lawn.
Drink it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but
In my Daisy
again,
Dukes.
Avert your eyes, children.
this is Florida.
I just want to know how the rooster comes into this
Yeah,
story.
Just keep walking,
away.
honey. Just keep walking.
So, but like 7.6, I wouldn't drink a ton of them. And
No.
there's a lot going on flavor wise in this beer.
There is. This is 70 IBUs, and this is now one of Arkane's most beloved New England IPAs.
And it's wheat.
Yeah.
I think that's the other strange thing about this.
Well, I think that's where you're getting some of that sweetness too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Juliana?
So I'm trying to, like, if I was a Floridian and I was drinking this and I wanted to be on the NEIPA bandwagon, so to speak, and I couldn't get Trillium or Treehouse or those beloved ones that we've all had and enjoyed.
You can get Trillium there now, but
You can?
yes,
Oh.
You just can't get it here.
right.
Thanks a lot, Tennessee.
It's like they shoot all the way across Tennessee.
Yeah, they drive right through town just to deliver it to Florida.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
give and do this to us,
Pretty much,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I get it's decent. It's not what I classify though
I
as
think
a
it's-
New England IPA.
Very tough to try and go toe to toe in this town. You know, when you have home style there as, you know, a diehard, you have, you have Teal, you know, from Southern Grist, and you know, you have very iconic hazy IPAs from many different breweries, you know, here in town. And I think to bring something, it feels a bit like a Don Quixote moment. And it's like, you really want to go?
Well,
But I think that goes back to dipping your toe in a market.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
I'm very critical of a lot of Florida breweries, primarily because of the, you know, water source. And it's a very tough, you know, source of water in Florida. It's just,
yeah, you have to do reverse osmosis.
and
on all that
you
water.
have to get, you know, add minerals on the back end. And so I'm not a huge fan of this, you know, at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, we're gonna rate the Arkane Ninja Star Kisses a 2.
Oh, boo. I thought it was a 3. You guys are jerks.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, let's spend a minute on something completely different.
The Godsicle.
We got bourbon?
The Godsicle Polish
The Godsicle
style
of all
smoked
things.
lager.
Ooh, I get it. It's like a bologna. Bologna.
Okay, look.
I'm loving Barger's
It
first
just
reaction.
smells like a meat locker.
Wow.
Okay, look.
It's like
like
I
some-
walk in a New York deli and it's like
This-
all the meat hanging
Yes.
from the ceiling.
Give
You're
me
like,
a
Yes.
bologna sandwich
Okay,
here.
so Barger, this is what I grew up with.
oh,
Yeah.
Yes, it's also known as Polish
In the hills?
champagne. It's a style of beer that is low in alcohol, highly carbonated, and hop like a pilsner,
Polish
but
champagne.
uses only oak smoked wheat for the malt base.
Yeah, we only have time for a few comments
This
here.
does
so-
remind me of a bologna sandwich. The smell of it.
This is gorgeous to me.
I like it.
I think it's very well balanced.
Oh,
This is gorgeous.
Easy
but
drinking.
it is.
Again,
It is, it is a
spam.
good.
so
how do you? It tastes
again,
like spam.
No, it does not taste like spam.
Maybe he likes spam. I don't know.
For a smoked beer, this is really good.
Yep.
This
Yes,
is really good.
we are
I
going
think it
to
smells better than it
rate
tastes.
the Groziski a 4.
Wow.
Over Barger.
That's against protest. That's under protest.
Okay, well,
We're
your
gonna get,
delicate palate
yeah.
isn't used to this style beer,
we're gonna give you a
let's
good
say.
bologna
That's fine.
sandwich
That's
to
fine.
pair
Yes.
this with, and you'll go, "Oh my gosh!"
but this is
so
beautiful. I'm very proud of them. For,
Go Eastern PA.
I know, right? Northeastern PA.
Oh, I didn't know this was a PA beer.
This would be good with lox and capers.
You know, it actually might. Well,
Yeah.
that is going to do it for today. I think this was a really cool episode.
I think it was.
I look
yes.
forward to the next CBC. Hopefully, not missing the next one.
Yeah.
All right. Good old boy Barger. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys, and smoke them if you got them.
Good old boy Mike.
Hey, come back, enjoy another exciting episode of Sip, Suds, and Smokes. I will ask you to keep on sipping.
Reverend Mark, thanks so much for being here.
Always a pleasure.
Good old boy Dave.
I'm burping smoke.
This is good old Gal
once
Juliana. Keep on chuggling, and we will keep the buttons away from Mike next time.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Hand me the button for sure.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap
Tap it in.
the subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone, play podcast Sip, Suds, and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands,
Millions and millions
of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.